Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My colleagues and to the Chief Counselor, the Member of Parliament, I bring greetings from the Capitol, from Fox Hill, from the Prime Minister, to all of you, citizens of North Andros and of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So I just want to go down some of the points. Tonight I got a video from some fishermen in Long Island, standing on the dock in Salt Pond. And they were complaining about the fact that an announcement was made that the licenses, these new boat registration licenses, had been suspended. You know, there's been a big fuss since the 1st of July, where there were these huge increases in registration fees for boats. And this has caused quite a fuss. What we can't quite understand is from the day those things were brought to the cabinet, the officials were instructed to reverse those fees. And yet, almost a year later, or 7 months later, they're still not done. So last week or 2 weeks ago, when the thing became a public issue, the minister or the prime minister said that the fees are supposed to be suspended. And yet these fishermen are on the dock complaining that the fees are not suspended, and one of them said that they had to pay $750 for their boat to be registered. Anyway, the point is, we're saying, is the fees are suspended, and the public officials should not be collecting any money for these fees. And if there's any issue with that, can you please follow up with the Member of Parliament, because they're not supposed to be what they are. That's the issue right now, until the new and proper fees are set for it. Okay, the second thing is the banking. I spoke to the group that's been negotiating with Scotiabank for the last year. They promised me, I think when I was here for the last town meeting, they had promised me 1st of March, then they promised me 1st of April, then they promised me it was going to be the summertime, and just on and on and on and on. I tell them, you know, they're worse than the government, you know. You know, because everybody keeps talking about how efficient the private sector is, you know, but it's one set of back and forth and rubbish and round the robin and all the rest of it. Anyway, I'm told that because the Prime Minister spoke to the CEO of Scotiabank to ask why this is taking so long to get resolved. And what interested me was when the Member of Parliament said that others have actually found a solution. Because if we want to transfer money to Acklands now, we just do it through Suncash. And the people in Acklands just pick it up on the other end. But anyway, Scotiabank is negotiating with these folk, and they say that they're going to make a decision by the month's end about where these things are going to be. And that means that when that happens, it's actually, they'll be representing the banks and the institutions. I think all of the banks want to get on board this solution. So it'll be, you won't actually be dealing with the bank, but you will be as if you're dealing with the bank, because there'll be agents for the banks. So let's hope that that solution comes along shortly. When I was going into Abaco yesterday, the BTC was leading a team. They said they were going to 3 islands yesterday, to Exuma, Rumkey, where else they were going? Long Island. And you know that I've said over and over that BTC has got to be the lousiest phone company in the Caribbean. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. But I have said it. Because I don't understand. Say? Yeah, that's true. But the point is this. We have a phone company where calls are dropping, you can't get the call on the other side, and it just goes on and on and on. And we've been complaining about it day in, day out, and it can't seem to get improved. I've spoken to the board. Sorry, I've spoken to the board of directors. I've spoken to the CEO. I've spoken to all of them, and just nothing changes. And the thing is, they're trying to force. The other thing which I don't agree with is trying to force us into this cashless society. I want to be quite plain about this. Everybody's trying to force us into cashless society. So people are being told when they go to various services, we're not going to accept cash. That's wrong. Cash is legal tender in the country and in the society, and nowhere should be saying we're not going to accept cash. All right. And if you're going to be a digital society, you've got to have a reliable data service. And if the service don't work, how are you going to have a digital society? So I'm going to be relentless on this. I don't care how uncomfortable it makes anybody. I'm relentless on it. If you can have a digital society, let the data work. Let the phone system work. Invest in the phone system. I keep saying it. It was a mistake to sell BTC. It's a mistake to sell BTC. All right. I said enough on that. Now, last thing I can say. National honors. The 1st of February, the national honors, if you wish to nominate people for national honors, you can do so. You can do so by going on to a platform which is called bahamas.gov.bs. bahamas.gov.bs. And they have application forms for those you want to nominate for national honors. Now, last year there were significant honors, I think, for many of the people in the North Andros district. And there are, I'm sure, many other people who deserve national honors. So please, the deadline, it begins the 1st of February. The deadline ends on the 31st of March. And if you know people in your community that you think ought to be honored, then you should give their names. The honors begin with National Hero, and they end with honors like the Bravery Medal, which is largely for people who serve in the armed forces, or the Order of Merit, Order of Distinction, for people who've given community service. Okay? So that's the 1st of February, which is today. The deadline ends the 31st of March, and if you wish, you can nominate people for those positions. Okay? I've livened up your meeting. Have a good time.